Got a special guest and a heck of a special guest tonight on our Nats Extra pregame. Grant Paulsen with us. He's the host of Minors and Majors on the MLB Network Radio. Grant, first of all, thanks so much for taking time to join us tonight. Before we talk about this draft, you've been around more than your share of years. You started at a young age kind of focusing on baseball, didn't you?
Yeah, I've been lucky, I guess. At 10 years old, I started to, I won't use the word cover sports. I'll say I'll follow them and be lucky enough to be a member of the media at it. But after the novelty wore off and I stopped being cute, I guess, fellas, I actually had to start working at it. But I've actually never worked a day in my life, so I shouldn't say that. I get to track baseball and talk about sports in D.C. on 106.7 The Fan, so I can't complain too much.
Hey, when they talk about this ball club having 3 top draft picks and really because of different swaps and the changing of guys dropping down in order, what is your overall evaluation of what the Nationals have done with these picks?
Well, specifically at the top of the board, and I'd even say with what they did early today with Matthew Perk at number 96 out of Texas Christian. I mean, the Nationals got 2 players who at different times in the last calendar year for people following this draft have been expected to be top 5 picks, and in some cases Rendon and Perk number 1 overall at different points of this draft cycle. And starting with Rendon, you guys talked about the plate discipline, which is off the charts. 80 walks compared to 33 strikeouts. I talked to someone yesterday afternoon who ran a draft room last night and today, and they called him unequivocally the best hitter in the nation, a guy who's got a rare blend of 2 hit tools, average and power, and they think he's got a chance to be a 300 hitter in the big leagues who can couple that with 24 to 30 home run power. I mean, this is a special bat. I know initially the reaction in D.C. last night was, how do you take a third baseman? You never draft based on need in baseball, number 1. But number 2, defensively, if you're plus at third, you swing across the infield to first, there's a good chance you're going to be pretty good. This is just, I think, an opportunity for the Nationals to get a guy they had no business being able to grab. You mentioned the new bats in college, the BB Core bat. He dropped from 26 homers last year, which was second in Rice's history behind only some guy named Lance Berkman who hit 41 to 6 this season. A lot of that was hindered by the new bat, but also the shoulder injury that the Nationals and most teams don't think is going to be an issue. This is a big-time power potential, a guy who's going to hit for average, and I think the Nationals found a way to get the best hitter in the entire draft added to their system for a second straight year.
But Grant, also, he got 80 walks in 63 games this year for this young guy. Besides having a good eye at the plate, obviously, the word on him is he's a heck of a good glove guy at third base.
Yeah, he certainly is. I mean, he's going to be a plus defender at either corner infield position, where he ends up. And I can't imagine you moving to the outfield just because of how good he is where he's been. You swing him across the first, but wherever he plays, he's going to be just fine. He's a very good athlete. He's had multiple ankle surgeries. Remember, he got a dislocation and a broken ankle in international play for Team USA that he fully healed from, guys, and showed no ill effects of before the shoulder. But all he's done is persevere. He was the equivalent of the Heisman Trophy Award winner in college baseball last year. And he told me a few weeks before the draft, I got to talk to him on the phone, he thought his draft stock might take a little bit of hit based on the injuries. But as he put it, wherever I end up and whoever takes me is going to get a guy who outworks everyone around him. I think that's a pretty good mentality to come into this thing with for a guy who's already more talented than most of the players around him.